The state of oneness is a state of bliss. It is a state of love. It is a state of feeling connected to everything, and it is a state of peace. Bliss, love, connection, peace, these are some of the notes within the octave of oneness. This is part of the oneness symphony. So understand that any time you bring yourself back to feeling any of those, or you are working to create those frameworks, structures, or moments for other people, you will feel back in your heart. You will feel deeply connected to your soul and your humanity. And for many of you, you will feel relief. In much the same way that the one turning to the drug for relief feels relief in the moment they are experiencing it, oneness will always bring you a great relief. For it will plug you back into the hive. Even if your experience of all of the other humans that day was very fractious or difficult, if meditation is what brings you back to your state of oneness, you know that sitting and meditating for 20 minutes is going to expand your energy field again, returning you to oneness. Oneness is simply another way of saying the energy field of everything and everyone that you are deeply connected to at every moment. And feeling that is quite extraordinary and quite magnificent. And in that you feel the potential for magnificent creation, for magnificent healing. How often are the stories you are told on earth, and here we will focus on your news media, which we know many of you are already highly aware is manipulative, but how many of you in those news stories see the potential in those stories for magnificent creation or magnificent healing? No, the vibration of your news media tends to be fear. We're not saying there isn't information in there. We're not saying there aren't certain outlets or certain journalists that are fighting for the truth. But the game of those outlets tends to be fear, manipulation, and control as a whole. It is wonderful that you are beginning to have many courageous individuals changing that narrative by bringing out what they call the good news channel. We can tell you that if everyone was focused on a good news channel every day, for 3 years this planet would look radically different than the channels that you currently have. So you have to ask yourself, well, why are those channels still a part of what we are focusing on? And that is very much the revolution of this time. It is where humanity starts to wake up and realize that you, the humans, are the society, not the grids that you have been put in that are designed to, knowingly and unconsciously, lower your vibration. When you lower your vibration, you enter separation. When you enter separation, you lose your power. The lights go out. Oneness is all about connection, collaboration. So we can speak to you about oneness as an energy, but it is far more effective for us to speak to you about oneness as an action. If something in your life has upset you, fractured you, hurt you, damaged you, it is such an act of love for you to look to heal that part of yourself. It is such an act of your desire to return to oneness that you would go and work with a healer, a therapist, or do your research, do your due diligence on that area of your life that needs some of your attention. That is you returning yourself to oneness. When a person in your midst expresses the difficulty they are having, and you either because of the words they say or just intuitively feel they need your help, and you can give it and you can offer it, and it's not going to cost you or put you on the floor, it is something you can do. That act of giving gives you something because you are fostering oneness. That, dear ones, is why you are here. It is the best part of why you are here. Why do you think humans value joy and love and parties? These are high moments for you where you are celebrating, where you are being together in joy. Joy is 5 times more powerful than fear. And yet fear is 5 times more sown into your collective than joy. The story of fear is something you are invited to over and over again in your systems, in your narratives. So you have to work. That is why it is work being here on earth right now. You have to work to maintain your joy, your connection. And you also have to be realistic. As Lee will often say, if you are on the floor right now, if you are having a terrible time in your life, that is not the time to try and work to get to joy. That is the time to soothe yourself, to heal yourself, to give yourself the recovery time you need. Every human journey goes through its ups and downs. If you have been dealt several blows of late, it is most important to heal and, if applicable, to understand how to avoid those blows in the future. There are some blows we understand, like the sudden loss of a loved one to death. That is not something you can avoid in the future, but perhaps the blows came through human drama, betrayal, heartbreak, sudden endings in romantic relationships that you did not see coming. These are the times to investigate and to not only heal your heart, but educate your heart. That is why the work of healers, of those who have a connection to spirituality, is so important at this time on earth. And it is a very self-serving pastime, by the way. It feels very joyous to be connected. So those of you who are wired to be this mission on earth, you are not only doing important work for the planet, you are living in a frequency that is most beneficial for you. For to lose that frequency in yourself would feel deathly. It is okay if you are marginalized. It is okay if you are not seen by all or appreciated by all. That is not why you are doing it. Your heart lives in oneness. It comes from oneness. It feels oneness. It senses oneness. And all you need do is cultivate a relationship with your heart. This means looking out for your well-being, your sense of balance, your sense of peace, your sense of joy, and including it in your daily and weekly routine. Your heart is your divine intelligence. And it is that divine intelligence that will spread across the world and that will bring repair, reform, and transformation to this planet in the coming century.